All hail the Clicks crew. All right, guys, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at a Frightful Four theme team. You guys may have seen this in my recent gameplay videos. I had a few people ask about what the team specifically I was running. So I figured, you know what? I'll just do a video on it. This is a Frightful Four theme team here. It is... I believe it's a 400 point team if memory serves, and it is modern age, so not like competitive or anything like that. Although it is pretty good, but it's not meant for major events. But before we get into what's specifically on this team, now's a good time to let you know that Mr. Clicks Flicks is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for our game needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafé.com or on their Facebook page using the link on the description of this video. Mr. Clicks Flicks is also sponsored by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. Visit trollandtoad.com and use the promo code Mr. Clicks Flicks for 5% off your Heroclix order today. All right, so we are going to go ahead and dive right into this team here and talk about it. Like I said, it was just a team I put together for our first in-person event that we've had at my venue in a very, 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 very long time. And this was what I wanted to run. Basically, I wanted to run this figure, and this was the most fun keyword I could come up with for him. And it was Blastar from the Fantastic Four Heroclix set. I hadn't used him in a match yet, online or in person, so I figured, you know what? We're going to go ahead and use him, and Frightful Four was the keyword that I liked the most for him, and I ran him at his full 150 points. So let's go ahead and take a look at why I might have wanted to try to center him around a team, or a team around him. Frightful Four, Negative Zone, Cosmic Ruler, Warrior. So he does have a decent amount of keywords, but Frightful Four was what I was going for. Has improved targeting, can shoot out of adjacency. Has a trait which is Force Blast and Super Strength. Both of those are pretty decent for knockback, although we were playing with the 2021 rules, so it's not as great as it was. Then he's got this special on his movement, which is Charge Running Shot. Free, make a close attack. That's really what I wanted to abuse here, was being able to running shot into adjacency, shoot somebody, and then make a close attack for free. I thought that was going to be the way to go for him. And then he has this special on his attack, which is Energy Explosion. When he uses the character's Blastar originally targeted or dealt penetrating damage, that's good too. He's also got Power Cosmic Team ability, so with the new willpower rules, he can roll to remove a token from himself at 150 points, which is what I ran him at. 8 range, double target, 10 movement with flight and that special, 12 attack with that special, 18 defense, impervious, 4 damage with leadership. So overall, not bad stats. Actually, they're pretty good. I wish this was either 5 or this was a 19. That would have really helped me feel better about him. But you'll see here in a minute, I really got around that. This guy was just a hoss. And then as you can see later on the dial, he does get Pulse Wave. Not as good as it was, admittedly. But still, to be able to ping multiple opponents for one damage that they basically can't get out of, really helpful there. So this was the dude on my team. And I was like, well, okay, what do I want to do other than that? I was like, who haven't I played? What I want to do? And I was like, well, we're playing 400 points, so I'm going to go ahead and reach for this guy right here. This is the Super Skrull from the Fantastic Four set. I ran him at the 100 point line. And I'm trying to see here, do I have his card laying out anywhere? I don't think. All right, through the magic of editing, I now have his card. So what we have here is we have number 58 from the Fantastic Four Heroclix set, Frightful Four keyword again. And really, I got him on this team. I ran him at the full 100 points just because I haven't used him before. But he's got this trait where you pick any 2 of the Fantastic Four here. So you can get Sidestep, Stealth, Barriers free, but only generate 1 marker. Charge, Impervious, Close Combat Expert. Plasticity, Super Senses, Giant Reach 3. running shot, energy explosion, range of 6. So all those come in combinations. You get 2 of the combinations. So I really don't see, when you're running this guy, why you're picking anything other than the Thing and Mr. Fantastic, because then you get your Scroll team ability shape change roll on a 4, 5, or 6. If he has shape change, which he does. Then you get your super senses roll out with Mr. Fantastic and your impervious roll if all that failed with the Thing. 3 rollouts to me just sounds really good. Ran him at the full 100 points. Doesn't look like there's a lot on his dial, but like I said, you get to pick all that stuff that's on the front. Good stats. Seemed like a good backup plan if Blastar were to go down hard and fast, which sadly he did in the one game, but that's okay. Then I was like, okay, well, how am I going to keep these guys alive? Like, what am I, they're decent, but 18 to me is not very high. This guy could be a little bit of help, and he doesn't have shape change on all those clicks. So what do I do? What was something that I wanted to reach for? And I reached for Medusa from the Fantastic Four Heroclix set, 75 points. And she's not bad. She's got the Frightful Four and Inhumans keyword, improved movement, elevated and hindering, although hindering is not a thing really anymore. She's got this 2 traits. First one is friendly characters, Frightful Four keyword, can use shape change. So now all of a sudden he's got Skrull team ability his entire dial as long as she's alive. And he now has shape change on top of his impervious. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Then she has this other trait, which is Plasticity, Giant Reach 4. Opposing characters within 4 squares line of fire consider Medusa adjacent for breakaway purposes. I mean, that's a good way to shut things down and just shut down a whole side of the map. 75 points, Minions of Doom team ability. 8 movement with stealth, 11 attack TK, 18 defense combat reflexes, 3 damage, close combat expert. So with the close combat expert now, it's always going to be a 12-4, which is fine. The TK is nice for moving these guys around the board. And the close combat expert's decent enough. Especially when you consider she's got that 0, so she's got the rollout for shape change. She's got close combat expert 19 up close. I mean, for 75 points, we're not even really counting on her to make any attacks. She's going to be a secondary attacker. We've got 2, I considered them 2 primary attackers. So, okay, we've got 1 defensive thing. Is there anything else we could do to help out their defense? I thought to myself. I said, well, there is one other guy that might be able to help that I really liked. And it was Claw from the Fantastic Four Heroclix set number 29. He's also 75 points, has the Masters of Evil team ability, which kind of took a hit with the new rules update, but he's got Frightful Four also, AIM, Masters of Evil Scientist. His Frightful Four trait is friendly characters with the Frightful Four keyword can use energy shield deflection. Oh, so now we're talking about, we've got an 18 defense at 18 defense with energy shield, so 20 at ranged, 4, 5, or 6 rollout for shape change, super senses rollout, impervious rollout. Then we've got an impervious rollout, a shape change, an impervious rollout, and a 20 defense at range to go on with his 18 defense standard. Okay, now we've got some decent defenses, and that's, also Medusa's getting a 19 defense from range. We're getting pretty good now. He's got this other trait, which is when Claw's KO'd, roll a d6, 4 through 6, deal 2 penetrating damage to all opposing characters within 4 squares. That's pretty decent. I mean, you don't want him KO'd. You want that energy shield deflection, but that's a nice little bomb to see if your opponent will set it off for you. And then he's got this special on his defense, barrier invulnerability. When Claw uses barrier, he may count range and draw lines of fire from the square of a friendly character with the Frightful Four keyword. So you're able to sort of just kind of leave him in the back of the map and then use one of your forward guys to do your barrier with, which for me really worked out in a lot of games. I was able to just kind of leave him kind of sag back. I didn't leave him like just in the starting area, but I did leave him sag back. And then I was able to just use barrier with him and just barrier in front of people, wall things off so that, my main guys weren't going to take damage. So pretty good little setup here. 75 points, 6 range, single target, 10 movement with phasing teleport, 11 attack, 17 defense with that special 3 damage range combat expert. So that's going to be a 12-4. 75 points. A 12-4 is not bad, right? Okay. Next up, we're going to take a look. I was like, this stuff's pretty cool. Is there anybody else I haven't used? And the answer was yes. So I went with the Wizard, but I went with the Wizard Prime. I really like this figure a lot. I went with him at the full 50 points, not the 25 points. I wouldn't suggest that for everybody. I just had the points to play with for this game. He's got the wild card team ability. And he's pretty good. Here, we're going to look at him rather than me just talk about it. So he's got the Frightful Four keyword, improved targeting, ignores elevated, hindering, and characters. And his big trick is this trait, which is free. Choose a character within range and line of fire. This turn, lines of fire drawn to that character can't be blocked or hindered. I mean, how good of a trait is that? To really open up your lines of fire for this guy, I felt like that was cool. It could help him with drawing lines of fire for a barrier and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's neat. He also has, here before, put the card down. At 50 points, 8 range, single target, so tied for the most range on the team. 10 movement with running shot and the flight ability, 11 attack, precision strike, 18 defense, energy shield deflection, 3 damage with leadership. So it gave me a leadership, gave me a precision strike, gave me somebody that could carry people. Just had a lot of synergy about it. Now, if you looked at this team, my 2 people that I'm really counting on for defensive purposes, Claw and what's her name there? Medusa have no move and attack, which is a little upsetting. We wanted to fix that. So what I went with first was, we'll go with Claw. I was like, well, he's a range-based guy. We're going to go ahead and get out the Goblin Glider. It's only 8 points. And here, we'll go ahead and take a look at what that does. So Goblin Glider, flight, running shot. If this character is named Green Goblin or can already use running shot, this character can use hypersonic speed. So running shot is something that we then gave to Claw. And with the new rules, he can use range combat expert along with the running shot and the flight ability with the phasing teleport. It really worked well for him. So I was like, okay, that's what we'll do. Medusa was a little bit harder. I really only had one thing I could reach for. You guys let me know if there's a modern age object that grants charge. I would have gone with that, but I ended up going with Exospecs just so I could give her charge. I could give her hypersonic speed. Those were my 2 main things I was thinking of for this, so she could get into the fray a little bit more. This is 12 points, so pretty expensive. And it's free. If this character is at least 30 points, choose a standard speed or standard attack power. Until your next turn, this character can use the chosen power, but can't use any other standard power of the chosen type, speed or attack. So that's just something cool there. And then also, when I was using her, I was picking poison a lot with her. I'd hypersonic or charge in, and then I would attack. And then I'd pick poison after that, or flurry. It just really depended on what was going on. If it was a turn where I was double token, I was picking poison. Or if my opponent had like a high defense or a lot of rollouts or something like that. And then the last thing I was like, well, like I mentioned earlier, I really wish he had like a 5 damage or something just to make him feel a little more like he's the main dude. So what I did was I reached for the Power Gem from the Black Panther and the Illuminati Heroclix set. Now, I know this thing's really spiked in price. This is like $50 now. So, a little bit pricey. It kind of makes me feel... I had like 3 of these at one time. I sold them all for like $5, So it shows you, sometimes maybe it's worth holding on to stuff. But I had that. So, and I wanted to put it on Blast Star here. So we're going to go ahead and see what it does. It's only 10 points, has the effect of modified damage +1. Close Combat Expert, Range Combat Expert. When this character hits, if the attack roll was 10 or higher, after resolutions, deal a hit target 1 penetrating damage. Okay, so we got a blanket modified damage +1. Then we got Close Combat, Range Combat Expert. Well, he can use Charge or Running Shot, so we get to use both of those. So that increases his attack by 1 and his damage by 1, which gets him up to a +2 damage. And then if he hits with a 10 or higher, we're dealing 1 penetrating damage. So this 4 now all of a sudden is a 6 that could possibly deal 7, and we're able to attack twice in one turn with him. Ooh, that just felt so good. And that is my entire team that I had for this event. Overall, I liked it pretty good. I liked, if you watch the matches, I got a lot of rollouts with her shape change on people. Blastar didn't do as much as I'd like to, but my opponents caught on pretty quickly to what I was going to do with them. So they put a pretty big target on him and made it difficult even with his rollouts and his high defense. So you guys let me know what your favorite Frightful Four Heroclix figure is in the comments below. I always enjoy reading that stuff. Let me know what you think of this team. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos, and also lets YouTube know, hey, I enjoyed this video. Maybe other people would as well. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.